Mark Duda joining us this week here on the John Mendola Show at our Carol and Janelle. And Coach, great to catch up with you again, and a nice win over Hocking College. Tell us a little bit about that new opponent that you played.
Yeah, it was great. They came in from Ohio. Pretty good opponent actually. We did a great job though. We got on them early and ended up putting 40 on them or thereabouts, and held them to 12. But good effort all the way around. Great special teams, no turnovers again, which is fantastic. And then of course I think the offense did a great job getting it down the field.
Of course, the shutout with Monroe, you come in and take on Hocking, and again, we talked about the health seemed to be pretty good after Monroe. How about after Hocking health-wise?
We're still doing pretty well. We're healthy. Our defense has given up 11 points a game in the month of October, so now we're starting to play at a high level too, and our health is good. Now we're going to travel out there this week to DuPage out near Chicago. That's about an 11-hour bus ride. Now we're going to leave tomorrow night, but great opponent. Big school out there, 33,000 people.
And DuPage will bring an element. Let's talk about what they're going to offer on the offensive end. What can we expect to see out of them?
They have a quarterback who's super elusive, not a real huge guy, about 6 foot tall, and make you miss. So you have to be really careful about that because they can throw it down the field. Solid running game as well. So he makes everything happen. He's leading passer and leading rusher.
And then how about on the offensive line and their guys up front? They as big as you guys?
Yeah, they are. We like their defensive line is pretty good. They're too deep. They have two levels that they can come and play at, which is also difficult. They play good defensive football. They've lost to Ellsworth, great football team, and they lost to Georgia Military, also a great football team. So they're really, really good. We beat by 10 last year at our place, and it'll be a formidable opponent. It's funny, the first time we played a bowl game 24 years ago, we played DuPage out in Chicago. So I haven't been out there in a long time.
Well, I haven't checked the weather in Chicago, but I know overall in Ohio and Buffalo this weekend, they're talking about some rain showers that could play a factor. Talk a little bit about some of the elements and the longer trip for you guys and how you'll prepare for that.
It's a long trip. We leave after dinner tomorrow night, and we travel all night. We think it's the best thing to do for players so they get to sleep on the bus. At the buses, we get them back off. We have a little walkthrough on Friday, and then we'll have our 2 meals and a pregame. So Friday and Saturday will be identical to what they always are. And then, of course, after we hopefully get the W and do a great job, we get back on the bus and get back here again. Thank God for the open week. I think that allows our kids to heal a little bit and come off the ride,
Let's talk about our players of the week that are coming on with us and talking a little bit about what each of them did.
It was fantastic. We have Crum Best, who is our receiver. He had 13 catches, I think, last week for over 100. Made some huge plays for us. And, really caught the ball in the intermediate areas, 14 yards, and made great plays. And the other one, of course, DJ Anderson is our corner. He played against, in our opinion, the best receiver we had seen this year and shut him down. We put him on him wherever he went, and he had a big-time ball game, which made a huge difference in the ball game because when the kid does catch it, he scores. And so DJ did a great job of holding on to him.
I'm losing track of all these receivers we have brought in this year from Lackawanna College, but it's like a handful, and the talent level's just there. That different guys step up every week.
It's amazing, all 4 of them. I think they constantly try to take somebody away. They'll try to double Green, and then they'll try to double, all different guys, juicing those guys, and they have to pick one, not the double. And when they do, our kids will pretty much catch it. And Mike Dare will get it to them. Michael can throw the heck out of the ball, as we know. So for our purposes, it's been kind of pick your poison, and that's great for us offensively.
And same over on the defensive side. We've talked to a bunch of guys in the secondary, and yet another guy this week we're talking to.
Well, they played great. Like I said, DJ had a big interception in this one, too. I think we're starting to do a great job of coverage and staying on coverage. Like I said, we're a heck of a lot better than we were 4 weeks ago.
This stage of the season, Coach, and again, just trying to get into some of the recruiting things. Talk about where the college coaches are of some of these guys trying to land in spots. Is this kind of a little bit of a lull period before things maybe pick up?
Yeah, it's a little bit now. Our kids are going to start taking visits during the open week. They have an opportunity to get on the road for that weekend and to see some different schools if they can. But it is starting to ramp up. It always does this time of year. And then people start coming in to visit practices and those kind of things. And what we really appreciate here is when we do get bowl opportunities, we get like 11 more practices. And those practices are filled with recruiters who come on in because they're allowed to be on the road at that time. So it helps our players get recruited. So being really good record-wise and getting to move on is more important than just the game.
How about you guys at Lackawanna College at this point of the year? Are you looking ahead to 2018, or are we still, again, in one of those situations where you're patient and you'll have time coming up?
Yeah, we're really trying. We try to kind of make sure we categorize the kids that are kind of coming in now for this spring primarily, not the fall, because we have a spring recruiting group as well. So we're trying to look at those guys in our spare time. Now the off weeks are good. The open's a good time to get with those guys. We've had some recruits come in during games, got to host them at that time too. So we can't do it quite like a Penn State or somebody where they can really categorize all those guys. We can't do it, but we get a good start on it because we need to kind of have a great solid 60 recruiting class again.
Coach, you've had a fantastic season up to this point. There's 2 games left in the season. What are 1 or 2 things you'd like to see out of this group of guys in the last 2 games?
I think in the last 2 games for the entire ball club is to keep, we talked about it on the way up here in the car, they keep getting better every week. They've literally gotten better from the first week of the season. I remember some people saw us early and said, you guys are just going to be like, okay, and they got better and better and better, and now they're formidable. So I think if they can continue to do that and keep that close as they have, at the end of it, they'll have a memorable season, one they never forget.
Coach Duda from the Lackawanna College Falcons getting ready for the road at DuPage in Illinois here on the John Mendola Show. Coach, thank you so much.
Thank you, John.
Karen Best joining us from the Lackawanna College Falcons football team. And Karen, man, you're just one of those guys who are talented as heck offensively. We talked to a handful of receivers this year. You're one of them. Talk about that receiving core. There's an awful lot of weapons.
Our receiving core is strong, and I think any given week one of us can go for 150 easy, 1 touchdown, 2 touchdowns. I think that's just what we possess as a group, and the kind of chemistry we have with our quarterback, and just how we work. That's what we go to practice to do, and that's just how it goes.
Let's talk about your week and what you did against Hocking and to have a big week this week.
Well, this week it started off on Tuesday, and I was feeling good in practice, so that always carries over, to the next day and to the next day and to the next day, and it finally comes game day, and I was feeling good. Coaches gave me a good situation. They put me in the right place, made a good game plan, and went out there and did what we had to do.
Michael Dare, let's talk about his development over the course of the year. All the guys say, man, he's got a big arm, but what have you seen growth-wise from Michael this year?
Michael has definitely got a lot better with his placement. His placement has gotten so much better. Just not even deep ball, but his medium range, his short game, so much better. His IQ of the game, everything. That kid's amazing. He's amazing.
Let's talk about your talent level and what makes you such a good receiver. Speed, route running, hands, combination of stuff, just being as precise as you can.
I think I'm definitely one of the best route runners. I won't say I'm the fastest kid on the team, but I definitely have a good getaway speed and route running. And my hands are definitely one of the best strong suits.
Talk about blocking, because that's something you probably have to do, and you got some good running backs.
Every other play, especially when you have a kid like Joel Shaw and Eric Finney, yeah, they're coming to the edge a lot. So I'm usually on a safety or a corner.
You guys put together a real nice season here, and or some of the positives that you took after the win of Hocking, all the things you thought the offense did real well at.
Our strong suit this game was passing. I truly think we had a good short game to medium range game this week, and I think that helped.
This week, you guys are going to travel out to Illinois and DuPage and talk about what you're looking forward to with the challenges.
DuPage, they're a good team, but we're just equally as matched, so I think we can go out there and handle our business. But it's going to be a good game. It's going to be exciting. They're a good team, like I said, so I'm ready to go out there and show everybody what we can do.
Let's talk about you landing at Lackawanna College. How did that all happen, and are you pretty happy with your decision?
Yeah. My first year, I didn't get redshirted, so I didn't really play that much. But I was a little disappointed and all that. But coming into this season, I knew I was going to be one of the go-to people, and it feels good. I definitely like the decision that I made coming here.
How about Coach Duda? Talk about how he handles everything and how you look up to that fella.
Coach Duda is a wizard. That's literally what I have to say. He's a wizard. He knows his ins and outs of the game, everything about the game, and it's not even about the game. Like, I can literally go talk to Coach Duda about anything that I need to in life. Not even just like I said, football, but he's a good man.
Let's talk about back home, where you call home, and some of the people in your life that are important to you.
I'm from Chesapeake, Virginia. I'm originally from Iowa, Des Moines, Iowa, but my mom, that's my rock. I love her. Yeah, you can tell by the smile on my face. I could go on forever about my mom, but that's my main figure.
And being able to root for you, whether it's right at the game or
she's
from miles away, I'm sure she's always thinking about you, huh?
Yeah, she's at every game, so she'll, not every game, but she'll do her best to get to any game.
Well, I'm sure she'll make it to the last game, hopefully down there as you guys head to West Virginia when you play Georgia Military. As far as the goals for you going forward, let's talk about where you would like to be or what you would like to do.
I would like to get a degree in kinesiology. I like the study of what happens inside of the body when you hurt something and you feel it somewhere else.
Where's that going to be? Are you wide open to where that could be?
Yeah, I'm wide open to where that could be right now. But my dream school is definitely Iowa State or JMU.
All right. So, two pretty good schools.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're rooting for you, and go get them at DuPage.
Thank you.
DJ Anderson with us from Lackawanna College Falcons here on the John Mendola Show. And DJ, let's first talk about the win against Hocking College. How did the defense play last weekend?
Defense was exceptional. You know, every week since week one, we just got better and better. Starting to come together as one, pretty much. London Cloud is pretty much our leader on defense, our middle linebacker. She's probably the craziest person I've ever played with, but he gets all of us excited, and his intensity, carries over to the rest of us, and we all just love being out there together, playing physical, playing aggressive, and played a great game on Saturday.
I went through the secondary pretty good. There's some great guys in that secondary. Talk about the defense in general, and you guys having a lot of speed back there, a lot of communication as well.
Definitely. We have a very big secondary. You know, we have a 6'5" free safety, James Chuk, and then we have a strong safety who's about 6'2", 6'3", Jaquan Brisker. He's been doing some great things this season. The other corner, Cameron Henderson, he's been doing some great things. So, you know, all of us together, we just been coming together, communicating, flying around, getting to the ball, and making plays. I think my defense coordinator was telling us that this is the most interceptions Lackawanna's pretty much ever had, I think, in the history of the team. So it's been an exciting season.
What do you bring to the field when you're out there? Talk about some of your skill set out there, whether it's speed, the vision, the communication.
Well, I'm a bigger corner at about 6'1", so I like to use my frame and my athleticism to just pretty much try to take control of receivers and win at the line of scrimmage. I have great feet, so I try to re-releases and pretty much get on top of routes quickly before they develop. I used to play receiver, so I have pretty good ball skills, make plays on the ball, and I'm not afraid to tackle either. So.
Overall, your defense, you guys are playing great. Shutout against a top-ranked team in Monroe, doing it pretty well against Hocking. What's the scouting report against DuPage? Coach mentioned you got a very elusive quarterback. You guys are going to have to find a way to contain him.
Definitely. Yeah, they do have a very good quarterback. He's pretty mobile, but our D-line is very good, so I have confidence that they're going to get good pressure on him, and that makes my job easier as a defensive back. You don't have to cover that long, so you can make plays and jump routes and things like that. We have a defensive line that gets back there and gets after the quarterback like they do. So they have, like I said, they have a great quarterback, some pretty good receivers, but I feel like we have the upper hand. I'm excited about Saturday.
Big travels. You guys will head to Illinois, so it'll be a long trip, but it'll be an overnight trip. You guys will be able to sleep and settle in. Let's talk about some of those people in your corner and where's home and who are the people rooting on DJ Anderson.
Well, I'm from Washington, D.C. My father, Daymon Anderson, Sr., he's been a great supporter of mine. My mother, Crystal Taylor. My father, he actually played at UVA, so he helps me with pretty much everything. He played the same position as I did, so he teaches me pretty much everything I know. He's with me every step of the way, watches film with me, so he's a big key in my life.
Lackawanna College, your home. What was it like coming to Lackawanna College, and what did you learn as a player, and a little bit maybe maturity-wise about yourself?
Well, coming into Lackawanna, at first, coming out of high school, I didn't qualify to play Division I sports, so I went to a Division II school, Fairmont State, and I left there because I just didn't really want to. I felt like I was a Division I athlete, and I wanted to play at a higher level. So when I came into Lackawanna, Coach Duda and the rest of the coaching staff, they had just as much confidence in me as I had in myself, and they felt that I was a Division I talent, and they told me that if I trust the process, that I would be a Division I player. And so far it's been working out. I picked up a few Division I offers already, so everything has been going smoothly since I've been here.
How about some of those choices that you have, and maybe you're looking for a couple of more, but does it matter where you end up?
I mean, it matters. I would love to play, Division I football at the highest level that I can. Being at FBS school, I would love to go to Maryland. Maryland's up the street from my house. Penn State, UVA, some of those schools. So those are some pretty good schools that I'm interested in. Some of the schools that I have offers from right now, Sacred Heart, Central Connecticut. So I'll be probably visiting those schools shortly. And
How about your major? Let's talk about what you're looking to study and become as a real world experience.
Right now I'm studying liberal studies, but I want to switch to business when I switch to my next school.
Well, we wish you well with that. We wish you well this weekend against DuPage. Coming weeks after you get that week off, you guys will take on Georgia Military. DJ Anderson from the Lackawanna College Falcons secondary, thank you for coming in.
Yes, sir. Thank you.